Did you know there's a quarterback who has been overlooked by the Hall of Fame for decades? One who shattered records, but continues to be absent from the prestigious lineup? Today, we're diving into the case for Ken Anderson, a player whose accomplishments are wrapped in mystery and overshadowed by the glory of others. Imagine this scenario: two quarterbacks, one in the Hall of Fame and one not. If you pick Ken Anderson as the snub talent, you'd be right. While Terry Bradshaw's accolades are celebrated, Anderson remains a puzzling omission. Many argue it's a travesty that he hasn't received his due recognition, a fact hard for any football fan to ignore. Anderson has faced numerous challenges throughout his career, from injuries to team dynamics, but his dedication never wavered. He managed to break barriers, becoming a beacon of skill in a game that often overlooked him. In the heart of Cincinnati, fans know his value, yet outside that bubble, the narrative seems lost. As we explore the intricacies of Ken Anderson's journey, we'll uncover why he deserves a spot among the legends, a rightful place enshrined in football history. Prepare for a revelation, because by the end, you may just find yourself questioning the Hall of Fame's criteria. Why hasn't he received the honor he so richly deserves? Let's take a closer look, peeling back the layers of a career that truly melds passion with perseverance, as we make a case for his inclusion. The Hall of Fame enigma. Did you know there's a quarterback who's been overlooked by the Hall of Fame for decades? One who shattered records, but continues to be absent from the prestigious lineup? Today, we're diving into the case for Ken Anderson. Imagine this scenario: two quarterbacks, one in the Hall of Fame and one not. If you picked Ken Anderson as the snub talent, you'd be right. While Terry Bradshaw's accolades are celebrated, Anderson remains a puzzling omission. Many argue it's a travesty that he hasn't received his due recognition. Ken Anderson's journey to the NFL was far from typical, with no accolades as a top recruit. He had to campaign for a shot at Augustana College, ultimately clearing the path to break every passing record at the Division III level. This dedication led to his selection in the 1971 NFL Draft by the Bengals. Once on the field, Anderson made his mark as one of the league's best quarterbacks from 1973 to 1977. However, despite his impressive stats and achievements, he was often overshadowed. It's puzzling, as these years were filled with remarkable performances that deserve recognition. One striking point about Anderson's career is that even his stellar seasons weren't enough to earn him the accolades they deserved. For instance, in 1974, he led the league in completion percentage and other key metrics, yet missed out on the MVP title. Is this what being underappreciated looks like? Throughout the years, many have cited Anderson's mid-career struggles against him. But factors like injuries and inconsistent team performance must be taken into account. It's common for players to face challenges, yet it seems Anderson's were amplified by voter bias. A unique career path. Ken Anderson's journey to the NFL was anything but ordinary. Unlike many top recruits, he faced significant challenges, which shaped his unique career path. Anderson famously wrote a letter to the football coach at Augustana College, pleading for a chance to try out for the team. This determination paid off as he earned a spot on the roster, allowing him to showcase his talent. Despite playing at a Division III school, he excelled, breaking multiple passing records during his time there. His exceptional performance caught the attention of NFL scouts, leading to his selection in the third round of the 1971 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. This marked the beginning of a remarkable career, which saw him transitioning from an underdog to one of the league's standout quarterbacks. It's crucial to recognize how his uncommon entry into the NFL played a significant role in his development as a player. Unlike star quarterbacks who often have a predetermined path, Anderson had to carve his own way. This experience not only fueled his competitive spirit, but also contributed to his distinct playing style. When Ken Anderson took the field, he brought with him a drive and determination that often went unmatched, showcasing a story of resilience and triumph. His unique career path set the stage for a memorable journey as he navigated the trials of the NFL while remaining true to his roots. Ken Anderson's story is a testament that talent and grit can pave the way for success, even against the odds, shattering records despite challenges. Ken Anderson's career was a testament to resilience, persistence, and incredible skill, even in the face of relentless challenges. From 1973 to 1977, he emerged as one of the most dominant quarterbacks in the league, setting numerous records that showcased his talent. However, many of his achievements were overshadowed by the circumstances surrounding them. Despite leading the league in various statistical categories, Anderson often found himself underappreciated, with critics pointing to a less-than-stellar team performance as a reason for his recognition failures. For instance, his 1974 season was remarkable. He threw for 18 touchdowns and had one of the highest completion percentages in history, yet he was overlooked for the MVP award. Moreover, injuries plagued him throughout his career, including a significant hand injury that hampered his performance. The Bengals' inconsistent offensive line also contributed to his struggle for recognition. Sacked a staggering 46 times in one season, many fans and analysts questioned how he managed to maintain such a high level of play. Yet, through these setbacks, Anderson continued to adapt and excel, leading his team to notable victories, including a playoff win in extremely challenging conditions. Each time he was faced with an obstacle, he demonstrated a remarkable ability to rise above, proving that his talent was undeniable. Anderson's story is not just about shattered records. It's also a reflection of determination and the fight to be acknowledged for one's grit and glory, despite the odds stacked against him. Ultimately, he remains a figure deserving of a place in the Hall of Fame, as his legacy is built on both extraordinary accomplishments and overcoming adversity. Misunderstood and underappreciated, Ken Anderson, a name that often sparks debate among football aficionados, is frequently labeled as misunderstood and underappreciated. Despite his remarkable skill set and groundbreaking achievements, many fans only remember him as a supporting character in the careers of other legendary quarterbacks, like Terry Bradshaw. However, if you delve into the details of his journey, you'll find a quarterback who faced immense challenges, yet consistently rose to the occasion. Anderson entered the NFL at a time when passing was considered secondary to the run game, yet he demonstrated remarkable accuracy and game intelligence, leading the league with impressive stats. His time with the Cincinnati Bengals saw him break every passing record at Augustana College, proving that talent doesn't always need a spotlight to shine. Undoubtedly, there was a time when he was snubbed for MVP honors, despite posting numbers that outperformed his contemporaries. This lack of recognition isn't just a case of overlooking statistics, but reflects a larger narrative in the appreciation of quarterbacks who don't fit a specific mold. Furthermore, the argument that he was merely a beneficiary of the West Coast offense diminishes his individual contributions and the various adaptations he made throughout his career. Critics often cite his mid-career injuries, blaming those setbacks for his perceived decline, but they overlook the significant impact of the offensive line's inadequacies and the inconsistencies from his team. Ken Anderson's legacy is more than mere numbers. It's a story of persistence, talent, and, above all, an ongoing argument surrounding who truly deserve a place in the Hall of Fame. His story serves as a reminder that greatness can sometimes go unrecognized, and it's time to reconsider the narratives that shape our understanding of football history. Voter bias and career slumps. Throughout the years, Ken Anderson faced significant voter bias that undoubtedly affected his recognition and potential induction into the Hall of Fame. Critics often point to his mid-career struggles, citing them as reasons he didn't garner the accolades he deserved. However, these arguments frequently overlook the context surrounding those difficult years. Anderson suffered multiple injuries. He broke his hand in 1978, which hampered his performance, returning too soon to a demanding role. This pressure led to subpar seasons. Additionally, the offensive line during his time was less than effective. In fact, in 1979, he was sacked a staggering 46 times. The ensuing chaos on the field reflected poorly on his statistics, yet his individual talent remained evident. Voter perception often leaned towards immediate success without considering the underlying challenges Anderson faced, like inconsistent team performance. Many of his contemporaries received more favorable treatment from voters, yet Anderson was consistently overlooked. This bias has created an unjust narrative for a player who excelled in both the dead ball and live ball eras. He posted impressive numbers even in his tougher seasons, showcasing resilience and skill that should have been acknowledged. Furthermore, injuries often shift the narrative about a player's value, leading voters to dismiss their contributions and potential. This reality highlights the inconsistencies in how players are judged. Overall, the combination of external biases and personal challenges created an uphill battle for Anderson. A deserving Hall of Famer should not be defined solely by a few difficult seasons, and it's time for the voters to reconsider his legacy. Dominance in different eras. Kenny Anderson's success is a testament to his adaptability, as he thrived during two distinct eras of football, the dead ball era and the live ball era. Entering the league in 1971, Anderson faced a time when passing was often seen as an afterthought, with quarterbacks averaging only 156 yards per game, completing just 51% of their throws. This was a challenging environment for any pass-oriented player. However, Anderson not only managed to stand out, but excelled, breaking records and setting new standards. As passing transitioned into a more essential aspect of the game, with the average yards per game surpassing 200 by 1981, Anderson's skills became even more pronounced. He consistently posted impressive stats, maintaining an effectiveness that would often rival his contemporaries in the live ball era. This adaptability showcased his ability to not just perform, but dominate across different types of gameplay. His touchdowns to interceptions ratio reflects this. During this time, he recorded back-to-back passing titles, emphasizing not just skill, but consistency over several seasons. It's crucial to highlight that Anderson was not just a product of a changing game. He was ahead of the curve, demonstrating an accuracy and intelligence that many of his peers lacked. From the start of his career, he proved to be a forward-thinking player, adapting his game as the NFL evolved. Even as the game changed around him, Anderson maintained his identity as a fierce competitor, resulting in performances that still resonate today. His legacy is enriched by this dual-era dominance, presenting a compelling argument for his place among the all-time greats. The Bill Walsh connection. When discussing Ken Anderson's remarkable career, one cannot overlook the significant influence of Bill Walsh. Walsh, known for revolutionizing the West Coast offense, initially designed this innovative system with Anderson in mind. This connection proved pivotal, as Anderson became the first quarterback to truly master the complexities of Walsh's system, helping shape what would become a hallmark of modern football. Executed in a way that emphasized short, precise passes, this approach allowed quarterbacks to take advantage of their surroundings, rather than relying solely on deep throws. In fact, Anderson's accuracy and quick decision-making qualities were perfectly suited to this style of play. The implementation of the West Coast offense enabled Anderson to lead the Bengals to unprecedented heights, including their first Super Bowl appearance in 1982. By replacing Virgil Carter, who struggled to utilize the offense effectively, Anderson's command of the system led to greater success, highlighting his adaptability. It's important to note that his achievements were not solely due to the system itself. Anderson's understanding and execution elevated the effectiveness of the approach. Despite Walsh leaving the Bengals in 1975, Anderson continued to thrive, demonstrating his capacity to adapt to various coaching styles and proving that he was far from just another system quarterback. Critics who claim he benefited solely from Walsh's offense often overlook his significant accomplishments beyond that pivotal period. The lasting impact of this connection between Walsh and Anderson changed the landscape of the NFL. And while Walsh's legacy as a coach is well documented, Anderson's role in the evolution of the West Coast offense remains a key chapter in football history. A case for Hall of Fame status. Ken Anderson's career in the NFL is one that demands attention and respect. He holds numerous records, many of which have stood the test of time. Despite his achievements, Anderson remains absent from the Hall of Fame, which raises eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. He wasn't just a good quarterback. He was one of the best during his prime, leading the league in several key categories. However, recognition was elusive. From 1973 to 1977, Anderson consistently delivered high performances, yet somehow he flew under the radar. His lack of accolades, like MVP titles, despite impressive statistics, highlights a troubling oversight. Even in a single season, he frequently led in completion percentage, yet awards eluded him. Voter perception often played against him. Injuries and inconsistent coaching plagued his career, making the case for a potential bias against him that could have influenced Hall of Fame voters. Nonetheless, his ability to thrive in different eras of football, including the transition from the dead ball era to the more dynamic live ball era, speaks volumes about his adaptability and skill. Furthermore, Anderson executed the West Coast offense brilliantly, showcasing not just numbers, but also his intelligence and skill as a quarterback. Many NFL quarterbacks with similar or less impressive numbers are enshrined in the Hall of Fame. This inconsistency points to a possible lack of appreciation for Anderson's contributions. As we weigh the evidence, it's hard not to conclude that Ken Anderson's career deserved a place in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't his remarkable resilience, skill, and influence finally earn him that recognition? After exploring Ken Anderson's extraordinary career, it's clear that his journey deserves more recognition, more than what's been given. With a unique path from a small college to the NFL, he not only shone but broke numerous records, illustrating his talent and dedication. Despite this, his absence from the Hall of Fame raises questions about how we assess greatness in the world of sports. Many would argue that his statistics speak volumes, and his adaptability through different eras of football further solidifies his case. Yet, it's baffling that a player who achieved so much continues to be overlooked. Comparisons with his contemporaries show that he performed at a level that warrants Hall of Fame status, especially given the challenges he faced, including inconsistent team performance and the lack of prominent supporting players. His underappreciation, particularly during his prime, might stem from biases in how voters weigh accomplishments and metrics from different eras. It's important to remember that greatness is not solely defined by accolades, but also by the impact a player leaves on the game. Ken Anderson's influence, particularly as a pioneer of the West Coast offense, should not be diminished. As discussions about Hall of Fame eligibility continue, many hope that Anderson will finally receive his due. The conversation around his legacy serves as a reminder of how critical it is to recognize talent fairly, regardless of the era or circumstances surrounding a player's career. Ultimately, Anderson's story is one of perseverance, skill, and the quest for recognition. Shouldn't that be celebrated in the Hall of Fame?